All right, well, I haven't done a Zordle or a Fibble for a while, and, so in the spirit of the former Cubs baseball player Ernie Banks, who used to say, it's a beautiful day for a ball game, let's play two, let's do both puzzles, why not? So if you're not familiar with Zordle, that's the one on the left there. That is like Wordle, except we've got two words, and they're overlaid on the same grid, and then if you're not familiar with Fibble, that's also like Wordle, but on every row, one of the clues is a lie, and I'm gonna try and solve them at the same time by making the same guesses on both puzzles. You'll also notice that I have hard mode turned on Zordle, so that's why we don't have the letters for the starting word there. Those will be revealed one letter at a time as we make our first 5 guesses. So our first guess is gonna be basically based on the Fibble because, we have no information about the Zordle at this point. Now, I usually like to repeat letters to look for contradictions, but especially the greens and yellows, because the grays, there's 3 grays here, so we know at least 2 of the 3 grays are supposed to be gray and will not be in the word. Maybe we should do something with like FRA and then 2 new letters. Or we could do something like flash. Oop. If I can type correctly. It gets us fewer chances for contradictions, but also checks more new letters. Let's go for flash. Okay. Interesting. Okay, flash over here. Now let's go back over here. Now we know one of these 2 F's is a lie, so the A is definitely true. Now, we don't know. Both F's could be lies, potentially, and it's supposed to be yellow, right? So we don't know too much else other than that at this point. And over here, we've got the ASH. There is an O up here, so that's good. So, it'd be nice to reuse O, A, S, and H in new spots. We don't really need to reuse the A here, although, it does give us a chance to get a contradiction. What if we did SHO something? Showy? Yeah, let's do that. Okay. Interesting. Ooh, well that was really good over here. And now we've got a U as well. So a U and an A are what we want to use now. And this... so one of these 2 H's is a lie, so the S's are definitely true. But I don't know... we can't even say for sure that the F or the H in the second row is a lie, because it could be the F here and the H down here. And those could both be true. So we don't even know that the L is true, necessarily. Alright, let's work on the Zordle, and maybe the guesses we make over here will give us some information on the Fibble. So, what's this first? It could be outer. It could be ought. Could be probably quite a few things. I want to do the A and the U. My first thought is something like laugh, but we don't want to do the L or the H, obviously. Could also do something like cause. Now the S isn't great, but otherwise that's pretty good. Or we could do gauze with a Z, but of course the Z isn't very likely to be in there. We know the S isn't going to be there. Let's try gauze. Why not? Okay, well, the G was really good. Okay, and... Ooh! Oh, well, that is interesting because this is very likely to be the lie, right? It's not necessarily, but what are the odds that there's a Z right there? It's possible. So actually, L-A-Z-E is blaze. That's actually not terrible. Now, that doesn't work though. That doesn't work because that would mean this L is true, so the F or the H would have to be a lie. So that doesn't work, actually. If we have the L-A-Z-E, something L-A-Z-E, then you have to have an F or an H. So it can't be, yeah, because we also need to have a lie here, so you'd have to have a G or a U. We could do glaze, right, if the G was the lie. But you need to have an F or an H in it then. And if there's not an R, N, or K, then this F has to be the lie. Yeah, that doesn't work. But that's not to say that it couldn't be the Z still. What if it was AZE and not the L? Something like, I was gonna say craze, but then the R would have to be the lie and the F would have to be true, so you'd have to have an F. So we can't do R. Huh. Yeah, it feels like the Z almost has to be the lie, but I don't know if I can say that for sure. I mean, the A's gotta be true, right? I mean, unless we have a double, because we know there's an A. So this can't be, if this was a lie, it couldn't be gray, it would have to be green. But then you'd have AA. And, I mean, unlikely. Okay, let's look over here. So we didn't find the A, we didn't find the U. Is this gonna be ouchie? Ouchie? I don't know. Could be. We could have shots, maybe? Don't know if I like that. I mean, SH, it feels like it's gotta be almost SH together, doesn't it? And then it can't be A, it can't be U, it can't be E. If it's not the O, it would have to be an I or a consonant. Do an R. Okay, well, we haven't found the A, the U, or the G at this point. We could do something like argue, which repeats the E, but that could be helpful on the fibble. Let's try that. It's new spots for the A, the G, and the U. So I like that. Okay, good. It is gonna be ouchie, isn't it? All right, argue. Okay, so we know one of the E's is a lie. So the U's are true, the G's are true. Now I'm less confident that this A is true than I am this one. It's probably true, but we could have A first and third. Now, interestingly, if the Z is false, then the E is true, and this E is false. And if the A is true, that means... Oh no, that would mean both of these are true, which seems reasonable. If the Z is true, then the E is a lie. And we don't necessarily know about this E. Because it could be that it's supposed to be gray and they're both lies. Okay. Still don't quite... I feel like we're getting close, but I don't quite know enough there yet. And over here, we found the A and the U. Could it be shout? Shout. And then we'd have the A and what else would we have? The A, the A and the G. Shout and I don't know what the other one would be. I don't know. Maybe it's not shout. It almost has to be SH though, right? It's either SH or it's AH. And then, what would be after that? I think it's gotta be SH. OU just is too tempting, but it's not necessarily true. All right, well, all we've got is the G. Is there something we can do with the G and some new letters? I like ING. ING is good. You know, something like sting, but we've already got the S. And on the right, that's not super helpful. Although we do know there's no G already. Actually, sting works really good with ouchie, doesn't it? If it was sting, then it would have to be, oh, but then it would have to be AHOU. That's no good. That is no good. Huh. What if we did drink, which is still 4 new letters? Oh, but I wanted to find the G, didn't I? I was just thinking that repeats more letters from Frank to help us find a contradiction up there, maybe. We could do bring, which still gives us the R and the N, the G here, for some potential contradictions. A couple of new letters. It's still it's 3 new letters over here and a new spot for the G. Let's go with that. Okay. Bring. Okay, so we know one of the N's is a lie at the top and the bottom, so the R is true, which means this R is also true. We know there's no G, so that's true. If there's an N, now the Z and the N can't both be true. One of those two is a lie. So if this N is true, the Z is a lie and the E is true. So if the N is true, then it's NE. If the Z is true, then the E is a lie and the N is a lie. But that's less helpful. If the N is true, we know there's an E. We also know this is a lie, which then means the F is true. So if the N is true, it's F something A-N-E. And the L would have to be true. It would have to be flain. If the N is true, the E is true. The F is true, which then makes the L true. It would have to be flain, which I'm pretty sure is not a thing. So I think this N is the lie, which makes the B and the I true. So now the N being a lie doesn't necessarily make it great. What if it was yellow? That would make this a lie, so that would again put the F and the L as true. It would be FLA, and then that would make the yellow A true, so the yellow E would have to be a lie. So we would either have Z something or something E. It could be flame. Flame would work, I think. That makes the H the lie and showy. Flame works. That's not terrible. Now, it doesn't help us at all on the Zordle, though, is the problem. So we could still have Sting, but then we've got the AHOU thing. So if it's SHOU, if it was shout. Oh, there's an exclamation mark. Interesting. Okay. It would have to be this if it was shout. And I mean, what? Aping? I mean, that's a thing, but that doesn't really make sense with ouch and shout. If it's SHI. Well, so here's something to think about. One of them is either UG or NG. I mean, NG obviously seems like the likely candidate. If it's UG, then it's got to either be IUG, which I don't like, or OUG, which I also don't really like. So I think it's NG. So it's either ONG, which, I mean, I feel like the SH is together. So SHONG? No. A something ONG. I mean, you could do among. And then you'd have, but if you do ONG, then it has to be IU. So I'm thinking ING. Man, Sting really is what I want to do, but then you've got AHOU, and that just doesn't work. And there's just not a good way to do AHO or AHI, so I don't think it can be AH. I think it's got to be SH. And again, you can do shout. And then you've got to have, it's got to be aping, I think. Because it's A something, or aging. Aging also works. Oh, ouch. You have pain when you're aging, maybe? Could it be aging and shout? I guess that's possible. And then, what was I thinking? Flame over here? So they don't help each other at all, do they? I mean, we could guess flame. That's only gonna check an M. That's all it's gonna do. I'm thinking I'm gonna go shout. I'm gonna do shout. Okay. Okay. Shout. Okay. So now we know there's no U, so this is the lie. The rest of these are true, which makes this the lie, makes the rest of these true. We know this is true. Okay, so we either have the L is a lie and the F is a lie. Or the F is a lie, the L is true, and the F up here could be a lie or not. I still think flame. I still think flame. It all fits. It works well. That makes the Z a lie, which is what we were thinking. I mean, unless there's an A at the beginning, this A is true, which makes the E a lie. This E could still be a lie. Yeah, I think flame. I think flame. But over here we've got A something ing. I guess axing is possible. Aping is possible. I think aging makes the most sense with the theme. Okay, good. It is aging. Now we gotta guess aging over here. Okay. So we know this is a lie. We know this is true. True, true. At this point, I mean, it's just confirming. It's gotta be flame, I think. Okay, let's double check all this because there's a lot of stuff going on here. So, I said the F and the L could both be lies. If we're assuming flame, then they're both true. Which makes this a lie. Oh, but then what's the lie in Frank? No, it can't be flame. Oh no. Because if the F is true, then the N or the K has to be the lie. And then we'd have to have an N or a K in the word. Oh, it can't be flame. Okay. Which means these can't both be true. Can the F be true at all? That's the question, I guess. If the F is true, then the N or the K has to be a lie. So we would have to have F something A. I mean, I'm thinking E at the end. We either have a Z fourth or an E at the end. So they can't both be true. So if they're both lies, what does that do for us? I said they could both be lies. This would be true. These would be true. The A's I'm pretty sure are true, which makes the E a lie. I mean, the E at the end, that makes sense. So then all we've got, then all we have is this. Oh no. What would that be? Aware, can't do the W, no. Oh, we can't do an A at the beginning. Right, we can't have another A at the beginning. Oh, so what's, we almost need another vowel though, don't we? We can't do an L. Yeah, I was gonna say PLA, something like place. Peace, peace, we can do another E. I mean that, well, I thought flame worked. Now I think peace works. Does it actually work? Okay. Let's see, the F would be the lie. The L would be the lie. The H is the lie. The Z would be the lie. The E would be the lie. The N, the U, and the N. I think that works. There's probably something else it could be at this point. We don't have that many letters left. Let's try peace. Peace is always the answer, right? All right, let's look at our AI-generated image here. Puzzle submitted by Libby C. Thank you, Libby. And this is our generated image for ouch, shout, aging. Yep, okay, sounds good. All right, well, a bit of a close call on the Fibble there, and the Zordle, really. Came down to the last guesses. It's always tricky when you're trying to do both of them at the same time, and they don't have letters in common. I mean, we had the A in both of them, but that was the only letter in common. We had double G, double E, Yeah, in fact, between shout and aging, the A was the only letter that we had in common with peace. So these were not great ones to do together, but you don't know that going in. So pretty interesting. Let me know if there was another possibility I missed on the right that would have fit with all those clues. That was the only thing I could come up with, but I wouldn't be surprised if there was something else. And how you did on today's Zordle and today's Fibble. And of course, be sure to like and subscribe. And I'll see you again soon with some more puzzles.
Yeah, Kenny said to me, he said, you know the difference between you and me, Al? You live off your paycheck. I live off the lands. I said, yeah, that's so true, Kenny.
K with a double E, a double S, and a double E. Picked the wrong day to try and do a stepdle again. A Y? A Y? Ooh, now we're getting somewhere. What would that be? What about L? Logical? Logical? That seems like a logical guess. E-file. Yeah, that makes a lot more sense. Bit of paperwork is a form.